Hey guys, welcome back to our bustling metropolis. No, I'm just joking, it's actually a very tiny little town right now. But we're working on it. It's getting there. Hopefully it looks familiar, again, just from the last video. We're doing a little bit of a continuation here. As you can see, a nice little industry area, followed by our beautiful residential slash commercial, equipped with very handsome roads. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's just try and double the size here. A lot of you have been asking just for a little bit of help on how to grow this a little bit further. So basically what we'll do is we'll kind of say fill up the city tile, but we'll basically bring the city a little bit further down, and we're maybe going to keep this part open. And that could be like the downtown core, like I said earlier. And then maybe if we're crazy, we could try and put a dam in here and see if we can get some electricity pumping that way. Well, that'll be for, that'll be for a later day. All right, so first things first, let's kind of figure out, let's go ahead and pause this. Let's figure out what direction we want to kind of move and with what kind of road. So just in terms of traffic flow, remember, like the highway, we're kind of getting away from it, right? Do we have another connection anywhere? We don't really, eh? Okay, what we could do, hypothetically, is buy this tile next instead of going this way. Or, no, you know what? Forget I said that. We're going to go this way, just because we can unlock a little bit more space for the our industrial zone. And we'll bring in maybe a little bit of a highway, kind of sneaking up this way, so hopefully we can get 2 tiles unlocked. Okay, we'll worry about that later, though. So with that in mind, I don't want to get too far away, I guess, from our only entry point to the highway. So maybe let's take advantage of this zone up here. So even though this looks kind of cool, we'll just worry about that afterwards. And if we do a little bit of building up here, it's a little bit less of a commute time for our citizens anyhow. Okay, so we don't have the most amount of money, so maybe I will just keep the game running. And generally my goal is to kind of expand at a pace at which I can kind of keep up, in terms of like providing services and stuff. Like right now I've got 8,000 credits, so there's no real sense in making like a $6,000 road and then like $2,000 worth of pipes, then I can't do the rest of it or whatever, right? So just go a little bit at a time, and then let's keep an eye on the RCI demand. So we definitely need people, and they're going to be, essentially the driving force here. So let's just go ahead and zone some people. And we actually don't need this power line anymore. But we'll keep this one going up. As you can see, there's not really anything connecting these two. Oh, and actually, you know what? We are running out of power. Okay, so let's try and move the wind farm out a little bit. This will have to connect though. Otherwise, it'll show that the power is available, but it won't, this building will still be unpowered. I also see a lot of posts about that where people are saying, hey, I've got enough electricity, but it's not really working everywhere. Just make sure all your grids are connected. And you can go to the info view whenever you click on the electrical panel down here, or if you want, just like right up here. And then you can just do a, little visual check to see if everything's kind of connected. And if not, you'll get the, the power line symbol. It just looks like this, This means unconnected. Same with pipes and whatnot too. They're all kind of the same generically, right? Grade means they're not working. But you get that fun little noise when you connect them properly, right? So I might actually just keep this. No, I don't want to spend maintenance. Okay, so fun. This is a little fun thing, right? If you're underground, it's a digger. If you're above ground, it's a bulldozer. I like that. Honestly, it's the little things about this game. And like one of my favorite little things is I gotta find a truck. Is if you watch trucks, they'll sway when they turn, which just like makes me so happy to look at. All right, trucks, do your worst. Okay, so here's a vehicle going. See him? Love it. All right, give me one more. Oh, here we go. Oh, I love it. Oh, delicious. Sorry, I don't know why I love that so much. All right, back to city building. Sorry, I'm getting very distracted. Okay, so I'm going to turn the speed up to 3. I just want to encourage these people to come in very quickly. And we do need a little bit of money. Excellent. We have now got a little bit of a budget boost. And unfortunately, we're going to spend that pretty much all on the high school because people are going to want that. And kind of going back to what I said in the previous video, education, it's a very slow grind. Like your citizens accumulate it as they age. So they don't age very quickly, luckily. Otherwise, you have to worry about the death thing very frequently. So don't think that it's bugged, but just, put a school down the second you can. Make sure there's good coverage and just slowly let it do its work. I usually put these right on the main roads, because that way they get a really good field of coverage. And we've actually unlocked a few other things. One of my favorite things right now are these parks and trees, which are the best. Oh, so many. But we'll worry about that later. We're going to beautify the city up, once we do a little bit more expansion. Because you can kind of see, in between the houses, there's all these, blasé, just boring grass. There are some trees, yes, but I'll kind of show you what I mean. Okay, so we'll just grab a few different types. And some of them will have, a random size, like this one I'm clicking on now. I love just spamming this guy. And we're just going to put them, essentially everywhere we can. The only downside is that there's a limit. You can place 150,000 trees, which might not seem like a lot, but when we encounter it, we're going to be like, what? No more trees? What the heck? So, but look at the difference it makes. Unfortunately, I can't do anything here with this guy in his yard, but even from a distance, you can kind of see it's a nice, more, it's much more pleasant on the eyes. It just seems more plausible. Oh no, we blew the fire. Oh good, fire trucks. Fast response. Good job, boys. Alright. So I get very distracted. There's just so much to look at in the city. Even though the city is not very big yet, I could just spend 10 minutes just staring at this intersection alone. Look how fascinating is this guy, the way he parked. Practically on the sidewalk. I wonder if that's even a real parking spot. Can't go in your own driveway, sir? Or madam? Too good for us? I've seen also pictures of people who are parked crooked in parking spots, and I don't know if that's just if that's a custom thing or if that's part of the game, but that's also pretty cool. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. Okay, back to building. I know, I'm sorry. I just have too much fun and I get very distracted. Okay, so like I said, we're going a little bit outward, and actually what I'm tempted to do is move these wind farms just over to here. Maybe we'll move a couple. So if I can get 7, I can. Actually, no, let's just move them all. Being able to move buildings is oh, I don't have enough money to do this. One of my favorite features. I was going to say it does cost a little bit, so it's not actually freebie, but better than having to buy a whole new set. Okay, so back to building. And I'm just going to zone, just, because you gotta see I've unfortunately blown through the budget. Now there's a demand for basically everything right now. I'm just going to worry about getting some more people in first. Nothing more frustrating than, zoning some industry and then them complaining that there's not enough workers, Okay, so now we got a few more dollars. Let's extend this. We're going to be cautious not to take out this power line, though. And this is when we can start doing some fun, unique stuff in the roads. So I'm not really going to build too far towards here, just because I do want to leave this open, because I do plan on adding another on-ramp or two, just kind of coming from the factory. And realistically, we're going to have to connect this part over as well. So, we don't have roundabouts, do we? Oh, we do have the small one. Cool. So let's just toss one of these guys in. And these are just fun things to do if you want to just create a nice little neighborhood like this. Super easy. You can kind of see, just make yourself a nice 90-degree angle. Plop it in, you don't have to worry about it being, lopsided or anything like that. And if you want, we'll just kind of draw a little bit out like this, and then this will be a little bit of a free-form neighborhood. Jeez Louise, we are just out of money. So it's kind of good to set yourself up with a nice little base. And again, going back to kind of expanding as you go, don't just do what I'm doing right now and keep laying pipe or a road without, you know, the corresponding pipes and then people moving in behind it. It's just a little bit inefficient. I'm just getting a little bit ahead of myself. There's a commercial in here too. A simple little fun cheat to make sure that people use both lanes of the roundabout is I like to zone on the inside. So we'll put some people, and we'll put some, and then just on the rest on the outside will be just people's. And we're gonna have to build some more industry for these guys. Alright, so in terms of industry, my plan was to go one more block down, come over this way, make another bridge, just like this, and then we'll just kind of do the same idea. We'll just loop around, connect it up to here. And then what we can do is we can make kind of one-ways just like this, but we'll connect it to the new one that's coming down. And that way people can just leave the city. They don't have to go, you know, down and then up. Just a little bit more efficient. Okay, so let's try that. And what I want to do is kind of break traffic a little bit. Okay, so we'll go like this. And then this part is going to be a one-way. But just so it looks interesting, let's just do a little bit of an angle. Curse you, money. Maybe we can take out a loan or another one. Don't think so yet, but I'm not sure. Oh, we can. Oh, great. Okay, so now we'll just pause it. Because I don't really want to unlock another milestone until we kind of finish our little development right here. And I'm probably going to spend a lot of money, so we'll kind of see how that goes first. Okay. Now we've got the freedom to build whatever we want. Love it. Okay. And just so it looks aesthetically pleasing, I'm going to try and do some nice, long, over-exaggerated curves. Probably going to destroy this power plant a bit here. It's going to be tricky to get that to connect, I think, with the right angle. Oh boy. So maybe we can just go like this, a little bit further out. Oh yeah, I like that. Because I just don't want to have a traffic light. Neato presto. And then what we'll do is we'll just kind of fill this whole area up with trees. And it just looks like we're kind of building a little highway in a forest. It looks really nice. And then going back to what I was saying before, what we can do here is just go like that. And just close this off. That road looks a little bit weird. I don't even know what this is here. I'm not, actually no, I'm not opposed to it. I think we can still get a few buildings in here. I think once it'll be zoned, it'll be okay. It just looks a little bit, I don't know, something about it. But you know what though, I have to keep the intersection like this. Otherwise you're going to be too close to each other. Because like this kind of is a little bit iffy. This is like as close as I'll allow it. Okay, so let's stick with that. And now we can put our new industry down. And I guess let's go in here too. And maybe just a little bit there. We'll just see how that looks just in terms of filler. Maybe we'll get a couple cool buildings. And you know what, just right in here too, why not? Why the heck not? We are on our roll. And you know what, we can even go in here. Look at this. Breaking all the rules. No, I'm just joking. Okay, now this one, kind of going back to what I said before about the point of no return and spillways, not spillways, but having like the backup route. So this I'm now zoning in here simply because I've got this road. So people coming in, working here, they don't have to like get to this part just from the outside. So keep an eye on that. Okay. So let's do a little bit more expansion here. And this is going to be a one-way going up. And then I'm going to have the corresponding one-way just going the other way. And so you kind of see how I can't really get this straight. So I can kind of guess, but it might just be off by 1 or 2 degrees. And you can kind of see the tiles, they don't really allow for a good. So what we'll do here is, it's not really a cheat, but like, you know, we'll call it cheating. We'll just draw out and then go like this. And then this way, some good spacing between the two. We can just go like that. Now this part, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but... oh, gosh, that's surprisingly straight. How about that? Oh my goodness. Lucky day for us. Alright. So power lines, let's just replace those right away. Oh, you know what we should do? Let's move these guys. Now that we got all the monies in the world, right? But no, seriously, let's not go money crazy. 7. And 7, okay, cool. And what we'll actually do is we'll do a better job of this. Like no one's gonna want to live next to that power line, but too bad. Just temporary anyway. And let's put in some more roads, just so, you know, people don't have to drive the whole way down the block just to get out of here. Or actually, you know what we could do? Just follow this. For all you lovers of symmetry out there. Symmetrical, but non-symmetrical. That's kind of what I go for. That way, like, you know, there's a little bit of variety in how the buildings come down. Because if you do too much grid, it gets a little bit, you know, a little bit boring. And I want to have one more just like this. Speaking of bizarre roads. Nice little triangle, and then we'll kind of continue that out, maybe another block. But I think this is okay for now. And we're gonna have to get some commercial up in here. Let's do a little block of commercial. And we're going to draw a whole bunch of pipes. Now, when you're doing this, like you can have the game on right now, for example. Like you can keep it at 1 speed. I just know that because we're not connected, people are going to complain and stuff, so you can even see we're not connected here. So I don't usually hit play until I kind of address everything. And then for me, I don't usually address that stuff until after I've done my zoning, because I kind of, you know, I might put in some more roads here and there. For me, I just want to kind of cut down on the redundancies. So this is probably a lot of residential. So we might actually need some more industrial just to offset that. So let's go a little bit further down. We'll just keep an eye on the pollution. Don't want it to get too close to our people. Okay, so let's go ahead and just fix those things I was talking about. Okay, so fun thing about power lines, you can raise them too. Just page up or page down, just like the roads. Let's bring that one just a little bit higher up. And this guy, just in case, because we do have a lot of residents in there, we'll go to this side of the road. Because I really wasn't planning on building here just yet anyway. And that way we're still connected to the grid. We're able to move the power over. We're still kind of making the same amount of power. because it was like 7 and 7. But now we have a little bit more space to work with. By all means, if you want to make you know, a little bit of a wind farm in your city, nothing stopping you. Just keep an eye on the you know, the radius, right? So I'd have to leave that whole space open. Otherwise, people don't really want to live there. Like, you could do it around office buildings and stuff, I guess, but residents will get kind of like a little finicky. Alright, so let's put in some services over here. And we're just going to go for the best coverage. Kind of see, it depends on placement where the one-way roads are. So we'll keep it closer to here. Get the bigger avenue. And you can see, because this is a one-way road, which is not really the best coverage, so I'd actually have to have another one in town down here. So this is a little preemptive, and it actually was not at all a good spot. I forgot about how that one-way placement was. So we're just going to go like this and move it one block higher. There. And I think we're okay for the